Okay, so we're in our 2.2 notes. Are we good with this? Yes? Everybody there? Page what? Page 12, okay? So here's the deal. I need you to go try to fill in anything that you already understand. So I need you to read these words on the very top, and then I need you to read the little dotted box, and I need you to fill in any blank that you possibly can. Ready, set, go. I don't know why it works some days and then it doesn't work the other days. Why does it hate me so much? Fill in any blank that you know. No, because I'm recording. It's just going to look ghetto. That's fine. Give me a thumbs up when you think you have these filled in. Perfect. So 2.2 notes, evaluating functions with domain and range. Again, this is not anything new. We did this last time. Evaluating is just a fancy way to say plugging in. Okay? Now, domain means X values. What does range mean? Your Y's values. Yep. Writing it looking like it's backwards, but that's fine. Okay? To evaluate functions, given the domain or vice versa, your first step is to make sure your equation is in what format? Y equals format. What's a fancy way to say y equals? F of x. So remember, if your equation says f of x equals, it's already exactly the way you need it to be. Okay? Then you're going to take that y equals and you're going to plug it in where? Where are you going to put it? If your equation is in y equals format, where would I take this equation and put it?
Your calculator.
In my calculator, the y equals screen. Once I've plugged it into the y equals screen, I'm going to go look at the what? The table. I'm going to go look at the table so that I can find my x and my y's. Okay? And my calculator is going to do everything for me today. So once you've plugged it in, you're going to go look at your table. You're going to remember domain is your x's. Oops. And range is your y's. Okay, we good so far? So let's look at number 1. And we got to pay attention to what they give me. Okay? So they gave us a function. Again, f of x is just a fancy way to say y equals and evaluate. Okay? We're going to be evaluating. We're going to be plugging something into our calculator so it can find the answers for me. What I want you all to do is go in your calculator right now. We're going to type in to our y equals screen. What do you think? 2 what? Yes, what is the equation? So 2x squared minus 2x plus 5. We've got that typed in. This is awesome. I'm going to show you how to make sure your answers are right from here on out. What does it give you for this problem? The domain, which are my x's. Good job, Talon. Okay, so in your table, watch, the table you're creating. I want you to go write all of your x's where your x's belong. They always go on the left side of your table. So you've got -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. And then there's something else you can already set up. What do you think it is? You know your y's already? No, we don't know our y's yet, but there's something else we can set up. Do we have the points? Your mapping diagram. Good job. Your x's on your mapping diagram. Remember, we always have to write them in what order? Least to greatest. Pretty simple? Now look, your calculator is going to do the rest for you. You just have to be able to copy it down. So we're going to go back to our calculator. And we are going to tell it to tell us the table. We're going to go to our table in our calculator, and we're going to go match up the points we already know. So, for example, what's the first point we have on our table? -2 is paired with 17, so we're going to go right in 17. Who is -1's partner?
9.
Who is 0's partner?
5.
What about 1?
5.
And 9. So this is what your table should look like because it comes straight from your calculator. -2's partner was 17. -1's partner is 9. 0 is 5. 1 is 5. And 2 is 9. Pretty simple? Not hard at all. Okay? So let's go finish our mapping diagram. We're going to put our y's on the right side. But we have to put them in what order? Least to greatest. Do we repeat?
No.
No. So I'm going to have a 5, then what? And the thing with mapping diagrams is you have to match up your partners. So you've got to draw a line from their partners. Who is -2 partnered with?
17.
So make sure you connect them. It's kind of like connecting the dots. -1 is partnered with?
9.
Perfect. 0 is partnered with?
5.
Perfect. 1 is partnered with? So make sure you make those little lines try to match up. Okay? Bless you. And then 2 is partnered with? Good. Are we okay with that? Now I'm going to tell you a little secret. Coach Williams is not picky about the graphs as long as you do your best, okay? So you can only plot the points that are on the graph. Let's go to -2, 17. Is that on your graph? No, so you can't plot it. Move on. -1, we're going to go left 1. And then where are we going to go? 9 up. We're going to put a dot. Okay. Then 0, 5. Are we going to go anywhere? No, but we are going to jump how far? 5. Okay, and then 1 what? 5. And then 2 what? 9. Okay, do me a favor. Ready? Press the graph button on your calculator. Just press graph. What is this supposed to look like?
A bowl.
A U shape. Mine looks a little different because it's not standard, so I'm going to throw mine back to standard. This is what yours should look like. Okay? So guess what you're going to do with these dots? You're going to connect them. You press zoom and then 6, enter. Okay, so now we're going to go connect those dots to the best of our ability, except for our graph always continues, okay? Because remember, there was a spot at -2, 17 we didn't graph. So how do you show me something that keeps going?
Arrows.
You got to put arrows on it. Good job. Now, what was my range for this situation?
The range is 5, 9, and 17.
5, 9, and 17. We're going to put them in those fancy little braces because that's what they did with my domain as well. Okay, so we're just going to kind of copy them. Are we okay with this? Okay, so let's look at the bottom part of your notes. You got to be careful here. They gave you something different this time. Okay, what did they provide you with? What's the first thing they gave you?
Y value.
What is this called? No, what did I highlight?
Oh, yeah. Alphabet.
Your f of x, which is a fancy way to say y equals format. Good job. So where am I going to go put this?
In your Y equals 3.
And that y equals screen. Go here. What am I going to type in? -4. Okay, -x minus 4. Then I'm going to go back to my notes. And I'm going to pay attention to what they gave me. Because y'all were saying this right. This time they gave me the range, the y values. So when you write this in, you have to be smart. Where do your y's go on your table? On the right side. Okay, so on the right side of my table, I'm going to write -7, -1, 0, and 6. And I can also go get my mapping diagram set up. -7, -1, 0, and 6. So instead of finding the left side or the right side of my table this time, I'm going to be finding the left side. I've got to find my x's. So when I go to my calculator and I say second graph to get to my table, I'm looking on the right side for what number? -7. So let's go look. On the right side, when I've highlighted -7, who is its partner on the left side? Look, there you go. It's +3. So on my notes, I've got to put a +3. Are we okay with that? Yes? Who is -1's partner? -3. What about zeros? And 6? Okay. So remember, when I make my mapping diagram, I have to go from what order? Least to greatest. So I'm going to go -10, then -4, then -3, and then +3. And I'm going to match up my partners. -10 was partnered with who? Good. Then -4 is partnered with? -3 is with -1. And +3 is with -7. So make sure you partner them up correctly. Okay? Now I want you to go graph these points. Remember, you have to run before you can jump. So we're going to go x's before y's. We're going to go +3 down to 7. And then we're going to go -3 down to 1, -1. Then we're going to go -4, but we're not going to be jumping anywhere because it's 0. And then we're going to go -10 up to positive what? 6. But you're going to do me a favor. You're going to double check yourself before you start connecting all these dots. You're going to go to your calculator and you're going to press graph. Should you get a straight line? Good. So then that's your permission to go ahead and draw your line. Now we always end in arrows because the line does continue to go, but we're a little lazy. We don't want to have to plot any more points. Okay? Now if you need a straight edge, use your calculator cover. It's a straight edge. Understand? Okay, so what's my domain for this situation? Perfect. So with your partner, the partner you're sitting next to, on the back of your homework from last time, you have 4 problems that look very similar to what we just did in our notes. I want you and your partner to take about 12 minutes to get these 4 problems done. Ready, set, go.